Hi there, my name is Tomoe and I'm so glad you are joining me today for a Q1 update where I tell you about how my planner is working, how my journals are going, what notebooks or planners or things I added in since the start of the year, how my ephemera stuff is going, what I purchased even though I didn't want to buy a lot of things, and also the last thing on my list is how my Happy Mail is going, because that is also a big part of my connection with stationery friends from all over the world. I'm gonna start with the planner, but I am going to put minutes in the description box below, so if not all of this is interesting for you, you can jump around as you please. The planner that I'm using, that I have started using in 2022, is the B6 Slim Jibun Techo Days. I am housing it in a cover from Yayi over at Eberhard Studio. It has been in there since I received the cover. This is what it looks like after using it for 3 months straight. You can clearly see that the natural pocket has gotten some use and some stains. I have 3 notebooks in here. This is just a regular standard size insert that I cut down to B6 Slim size. I purchased it at Daiso. It was super cheap, so I didn't really mind cutting it down. This works as my collections notebook. Then I have the regular planner, and then I have this notebook that I cut down for a birthday list as well as a trigger list that I haven't even copied here. And I can tell you now, from when I told you about this plan in January, I have not pulled this out once. So either it is not working or I just don't need it yet. Since it doesn't take up a lot of space, I'm just gonna leave it right where it is and give myself the option to use it if I choose to do so. The collections are, some of them work, some of them don't. This is present ideas for my kids, a someday maybe list that I haven't updated in a long time, social media tracker. This one I'm updating all the time. This is a when did I last do something list, and I am crossing things off, but it doesn't trigger me to actually clean things regularly. So I started highlighting which weeks I need to do what, and then I'm putting a post-it note on the month and writing down what week I need to do what. That has worked if I actually follow through. Then this is my spending tracker, which has worked quite well. So I'm continuing that. And then here is just random to-dos or ideas I have that I put into my weekly or daily to-do lists. And at the end of the month, I go through and collect everything that hasn't been done or that is a floating idea. Just put it here and decide what to do with it from then on. Some projects I put here, list of sustainable products. I haven't used the shipping list, but if I need to use it more often, then I will. Like if I place multiple orders at multiple shops at the same time, it's good to keep track of what is. I started a bread log where I keep track of what breads I bake. I purchased the book Bread, Toast, Crumbs, and I just love the book. I love the breads that are in there. And in the beginning of the year, I baked so much that I thought it was fun to keep track of it. I haven't had a lot of time recently. I just started baking bread again, but it's usually rye because that's what we love most. My March spending tracker, my April spending tracker that I haven't started yet because it's not April yet when I film this. Then here's March to-dos and ideas for my 2023 planner. There was a time, and I will go back there, where I was in kind of a funk with all of the things that I'm using. So I had an idea and put it here so that I wouldn't forget. Some video ideas. This was my video planner, which didn't work out. And so I just left it here. And when I need the next page, I'm just gonna skip to page 23. This booklet has 62 pages and I think this is what I need for the rest of the year. The things I'm using most in this is I'm not really using many of these lists here. I try to go back in here every month and at least update them. You can check out which lists are in there in the setup video that I will link in the description box or up here in the cards. As predicted, my tracking fell off, which is okay because I am actively working on all of those and I'm pretty good. The no spend, not so much. I'm not spending on the things I said I wasn't, which is no ephemera, no washi tape, no ink samples, and then there was one more thing. Let me check. No inks, no stickers, no ephemera, no washi tape. That is working quite well. I spent twice on those things in the first quarter and very small amounts. The second time that I purchased, I did this because I haven't done it yet, but that's on my schedule for this week. Sent some of the cute things to my goddaughter and so that's then, and then I also supported Job's journal with his washi tapes right in January. But I'm flossing every day. I'm using the climber every day and I'm walking more than 7,000 steps every day. And it's like become redundant to actually cross it off because I am maybe at the point where this has become a habit or where I have chosen that this is part of my daily life. So either I need to work on other things that I want to track as an incentive, but the things that I was tracking in March didn't work. I am marking the days that I'm not working to help me plan my weeks better. I use a pencil to pencil in my work hours and then birthdays and where I'm not here, stuff like that or monthly appointments, not monthly, but things that are not regularly happening, like an ortho appointment for my kids, that goes in here. This is the cleaning stuff. I already set up April because that's starting in 2 days. And then I am using the dailies just as I had when I started out the month. However, my daily use of the planner has gotten less, meaning that I have lots of empty pages for days where there is one task or where I just don't have any time to do anything. I don't see why I should write in here. Like here is just one thing. There's nothing in here. I worked, I drove. I tried to put the weekly to-do list I usually put on the Sundays, and that works quite well. But yeah, look at this. It's pretty empty. There's not much written on the daily pages. And since I have this planner, I am using it, even if it's not, if I'm not filling it out completely. So yeah, I'm trying not to let it bog me, but it does sometimes. And so maybe this is not the right planner for me next year. I will see how this evolves. Since I have it here and it works for everything that I'm using, it's just a lot of empty space. I'm not going to stress about that at the moment. I'm letting it go. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I use the monthly overview for Instagram planning, for putting down what kind of photos I have on my camera roll, because sometimes it's hard to keep track of which fits what topic. I don't know why, but I love to post topic specific photos on specific days. That's just how I roll. It's not necessary, but that's what this monthly overview is used for. And that's all I think I have to say about this this planner. I like that there's enough room for me to use the size of handwriting that I have. I don't have to write smaller than I usually do. There's enough space to put it down my lists. So yeah, we will see how this turns out moving forward. I have a lot of empty pages, as I said, but I'm trying to just roll with it. All right, so that's my planner. My journals. I have made piles along the way. I started the year out with 5 journals. Each one serves a different purpose. I am not really repeating any information across each journal. That is something that I have realized early, that I do not like repeating the same information. So this is my making diary. Hold on. I realized maybe a month ago or so that I just did not feel very drawn to most of them. This one was the one that was calling me most. This is my weekly journal, and I really enjoy writing in my writing journal right here. So those were used quite frequently. And I used the others too, but I just did not enjoy using them. It feels really weird, but the minute I wrote it out, I thought about this. I said, you know what? I feel really bored with this, and I don't know why this is happening. I enjoyed those last year, and they were really great for self-care, especially these 2. And so I posted an Instagram post. I said, I'm not really enjoying this. And once I said it, and once I started thinking about it, it changed a little. So that's the thing. These 2 I use for self-care, and I just write. This is called my making diary, and I just, at the end of the day, I write down what creative thing or what thing I did that filled my cup. Sometimes it's not creative. Often it is connected to creative things, but it can also be baking cookies, or going for a long walk, going to the beach, stuff like that. Things that fill my cup, I am putting in here, and I'm decorating the right side. And that is, I think, the reason what made me bored with it. I tried to keep this very, very easily maintainable. And I think I went a little bit too far with that. It wasn't really challenging anymore. And this I created just this last week, and I had fun. I enjoyed the creative process more. I used more stickers. I tried to figure out how I was going to place the washi stickers, or the washi and the sticker on here. And it's still simple, but it made it more enjoyable. And every time I come here and fill this in, it also makes it more enjoyable to look at than maybe something like this, where I just slapped in a little bit of washi tape. So maybe that is the reason why. I am not going to flip through this, because I'm planning on filming flip throughs for you to watch, so that I can talk a little bit more in detail about these. Here's my gratitude journal. Same thing. Maybe this is not my favorite one, but it was a little bit more challenging. This one is a big washi thing. I enjoyed the process of making this. It's just a little bit more challenging. This one was fun too, than maybe this or or this. But so far, I have been actually keeping up with those. So that is working. The keeping up is working. The enjoyment while keeping up hasn't worked. But this week, same thing, was super nice to make, and I enjoyed writing again. So I think the solution to having these two journals be more enjoyable is that I take a little bit more time and a little bit more challenge in creating these clusters or the decoration on the right side. I am writing one sentence about one thing that I am grateful for. I am not, if I wanted to write the same thing every day, I can. I'm not trying to not repeat anything. Whatever comes out that day, whatever I'm thinking of, I'm putting down. This is my weekly journal, and I started finishing one that I started in 2020, I think. There was still some weekly spreads left, and I enjoyed it so much that I decided to go back into a weekly vertical insert from Traveler's Notebook for 2022. And yeah, I really enjoy the creative process that is included. I enjoy setting myself some creative challenges, using different products that I have, making sure that I rotate through all the things that I have in my stash. And yeah, this is a really enjoyable process all along. And maybe once I am done with these two for the year, I'm just going to use this. I don't know. I don't know yet at all where 2023 is going to lead, but currently, especially since I have been doing these for almost a year now, I started with gratitude journaling in 8 weeks in the summer of 2021, and I started this probably in March. I am seeing how much self-care or how good I actually am, if that makes sense. So maybe I won't need those two. Where are they? As much as I needed them at the time that I started them. So these work well. I'm keeping up. The writing journal, since it's not dated, I am just... Let me say something to this. Maybe, or the idea that I had earlier in the month of March is to combine those into one journal and do something that I enjoy more, maybe the creative challenge that is connected to this. I'm done using these and I need a different planner to use to do this. Who knows? We will see, but that's what is working in the back of my mind. The writing journal is not dated. Every time I feel like I want to speak my mind about something, positive, negative, some FOMO that I have, problems with my kids, enjoyments with my kids, things that need a little bit more words than in here or in here. Those I write in here. It is just regular long form journaling. Every entry is made with a different fountain pen and ink color. It gives me a lot of joy to use my fountain pens like that. So writing journal is mainly using my fountain pens. I use Tomoe River paper. I don't have expectations to decorating the pages, but I do decorate them just because I have so much stuff and I want to use it, and it's a really nice way to make some of those washi tapes shine. But it's also realizing that I have way too much washi tape and there will be a big, huge washi destash coming. I'm using these stickers from Hobonichi to mark on the side of the notebook every time that I start a new month. So this was January, February, and then somewhere here is March. And it's a lot of fun. So there's nothing more to say about this. This has been a struggle, and I am also uploading a video as we speak about why I think this is not working well. So I'm not going to talk about a lot of here. As with these journals, when I started voicing the boredom or the hesitancy that I had with this journal, it started flowing again. And so I have actually created several pages and worked on several pages in here. So if the video that you see on Wednesday does not have this spread included and this spread included, because I just wasn't ready to move on and continue. So I am really, now I'm at a point where I'm really looking forward to working in this and continuing and finishing this off to move on and test my theory. So I really enjoy all of my journals at the moment. Again, I might have too many at the moment, and I'm not going to hold on to any of those journals if I feel like they don't serve me anymore. So yes, as I am working through the thought process on why I am not enjoying them, I'm not saying that I want to keep working on them because they are yearly calendars and I cannot let them go. I just want to analyze why I feel bored, why I don't enjoy them, and if I come to the conclusion after that process that it is not worth keeping up with those, then of course I will abandon them. But currently I'm getting back at enjoying them, and so I'm just going to continue using them until I feel differently about them. I also am not using this as much because as I am in the process of my year of making, there are a lot of other arty projects that I'm working on besides this, and so I always have to choose, am I going to work in this? Am I going to make other kinds of art? And so I don't have as much time as I used to, and I'm okay with that. So I'm okay with this maybe filling up a lot slower. As I just said, I worked in this in the past week, and so as I am enjoying this again, it's totally fine if the process or the filling up of the notebook takes a longer time. I just wasn't sure if this was the right notebook for me because I always felt hesitant going in there. But since I worked in there in the last week and it was a lot of fun and I had a lot of creative ideas connected with this, I feel like I'm on the right track of working in this. Okay, I hope all of this made sense. So I talked about my planner, I talked about all the journals that I'm using. Let me know in the comments section below, how many journals are you using? Do you think that what I'm doing is a little bit excessive? I'm totally okay. I can take it. We don't have to have the same amount of journals. This is what works for me at the moment. If you had asked me about this 2 years ago, I would have told you that I'm totally not a multi-journal user. Right now, this is what works for me. So, the 2 new notebooks, journals, whatever you want to call them, that I added since the beginning of January are 2 from my stash. So I did not purchase anything. I did not make a choice about the size of those. These were what I had on hand. But I am actually enjoying both of them, and I am really excited that both of them take fountain pens quite well because I am using my fountain pens in those 2. On a random note, I cannot for the life of me use many different colored pens. I stick to the black mostly. Sometimes I use a blue because I color code things, and sometimes red. But if I was going to use multiple different colors in this planner, it would drive me crazy. In here, in those two, I am totally fine of using whichever fountain pen I am using in my writing journal. And so this is totally colorful. Here you can see different colored inks. So I call them project notebooks. This is my YouTube notebook, and this is my Year of Making notebook. They are very similar. Bullet journal related. They're not bullet journals in the most closest sense. For me, they work as bullet journals. I am using this to plan out my videos, to plan out my YouTube schedule, to make notes about videos, write a to-do list for what I need to do in order to upload and film and edit. All of that, I put down ideas. When I rewatch and want to add minutes, I make notes on here, things I want to link, things I have filmed and I need to edit and plan out. Ideas that I develop further that I haven't gotten to filming yet. Things I want to research. This Q1 update, I thought about what I was going to talk about. All of those things are in here. I have put an index in here, but I don't really need it at the moment. The unfortunate thing about this notebook, as well as this, is that the pages aren't numbered, so I have to number them myself. I have one here for the monthly and one here for the current weekly to-do list. I don't check in here every day. I think about what things I need to do for YouTube that week, and then I transfer these tasks into my planner. The same thing. Basically, these are the same thing. This is my Year of Making. I have an index in here. I dump everything that I think of for this Year of Making, ideas, things I want to learn, my weekly to-do list, my reflections. So before I actually write them in the computer, I brain dump all of the things that I think I learned during that month onto these pages. Again, it takes fountain pens. Did I make a pen test? Yeah, I did. Fountain pens really well. The notebook is by Journal Books. I got this from my work. They gave it to us for something. I make monthlies. Online pages don't really work, so I'm using a Rhodia dot pad. I don't need a lot of space in the monthly. I just need to visually see the month, and that helps. I am marking the days that I'm off just as I'm doing in here, because I want to use at least one of those days that I'm off as for my dice game. If you are interested in what that is the video that was just before us, the rainbows. I will link it up here in the cards. And then I put down my weekly to-do list right here. So what do I want to share with my Ko-fi community? If you're not following me over there, maybe you should do that. Ideas that I haven't developed yet and want to explore further, a collage that I made I printed this out just so that I have a documentation. Then here are all the ideas for my dice game. This is April, and this is how much I have in here. Whenever I'm thinking about things, all of those things, then I grab those notebooks, grab my fountain pen and write or plan. And that works really well. As with this I'm putting my weekly to-do list in here just so that I can reflect on what content, what art I want to make, and then I put it into my planner. So let me open this to the page that I need, because as I said, I planned out this video. For some reason, I really need that. I used to just start filming and talk. That for some reason doesn't work anymore. Next thing I wanted to talk about is this. This is my Delphonics pouch that I have shared on YouTube as well before. I have some washi on a washi ring. I have my sticker books in here. One thing I just did last week is sticker samples, or no, washi samples that are like this, where I fuzzy cut and the motifs are different. I put into the sticker book because I didn't use it. So I thought it was a good idea to use that for these washis, so I can actually see when they're rolled on those cards. I don't see what is on there besides the one image that you can see on the cards, and this is much easier and more easily accessible. This is housing all of my character stickers, planner character stickers that I'm using in my weekly journal. Here is all of the ephemera that I'm trying to use. I had also put all of my Happy Mail in there, and it was super chunky and very overwhelming. So I decided to take it out, and I put it into my Happy Mail folder, which is now super fat. But it helped make this more accessible again, and so I'm using that. I'm not, as I had planned previously, going through this at the end of every month, because I'm realizing that even though I'm trying to actively use more of my stash, I am using so little of it that at the end of the month I haven't gone through a lot. And so I'm more blah, I can't talk. I'm more likely to go through this. I'm adding things from here weekly or bi-weekly. I don't have any rules. Just when I feel like I need to refresh this, I just add until this is filled. Not all of the pockets in here are filled yet, so I still have some room. And when this is fuller, when there is more things in here, then I am going through this, and maybe every 3 months, I am going through this and deciding, am I going to keep this, destashing, and I hope to film along. I filmed one of those videos and gave away all of the stash that I had decided to get rid of, and I think that's a good way to pay it forward and to maybe give someone else things that they haven't used before. I keep the cards for my dice game that I started in order to make myself make art in here. The dice as well. I found some roller stamps that I want to use more frequently, so I put those in here so that, again, I can decide, is it worth the space that they use up somewhere else? Am I actually using them, or do I just like the idea of having them and it's not the one time that I use them is not worth keeping them, and then I will destash them when I'm going through this. Same with this washi tape. This is a spring washi tape. I purchased this from Coco Daisy maybe 2 years ago. I have used it maybe once. So I just want to make sure that since it's spring, I have it here. I can use it. And if I don't, maybe I need to give it away to someone who will use it. So there's that. It works. I enjoy using it. I enjoy using it more than the pouch that I had earlier. So I think this is something that is a longer term solution until I feel like it's not working anymore, and then I'm gonna choose a different solution. Shopping. So I am doing quite well on adding things that I have a lot. So I am not purchasing washi tapes. I am not purchasing stickers. I don't see the roll right now. I purchased the washi tape from Job's Journal, this one and one other one, the PET tape. And then I also purchased from Paper Treats in February. But I feel like that's quite a good outcome, considering that I was purchasing a lot of stickers and stuff in the last year. How I'm refreshing my stash is by using the things that my friends send me. So most of this is stuff that I get sent from my friends. And I'm trying, that's what I pull from when I'm saying I want to refresh my stash. I just take out, I'm not opening this up because it still has envelopes with my address on, and seeing how I seem to be able to open things always towards the money or the addresses, I just won't. But this is how I refresh my stash, and I hope at some point it's not as thick anymore and I enjoy all of these things. I did purchase some rather bigger ticket items. I added 3 fountain pens to my collections since the beginning of the year, which is this is a Franklin Christoph. I have a video on the troubleshooting that I did with this pen. I also added this Kaweco Sport in Fox to my collection. This was my birthday fountain pen. And then I had to get this iridescent pearl Kaweco as well because it's just such a pretty color. I don't think I'm going to add any more plastic Kawecos, just because I really prefer the weight and feel of the AL Sport. So if there is going to be a release of a fountain pen, AL Sport fountain pen that I like, that I'm drawn to, then I might add another one. But for now, I think going from 0, one of my Kawecos is missing, from 0 at the end of October of 2021 to 5 pocket pens in 3 months is 4 months, 5 months. So 1 fountain pen each month basically is enough. I do enjoy them. They are really nice writers. All of them write well. This one is a little bit finicky, but I pulled it out yesterday after not writing with it for a week, and it wrote right away. So maybe I just pushed it to its limit by not writing with it for about 20 days. If you want to hear about what this is about, check out my currently inked video for March. That's where I lamented on about this. I got this pen case as well as the smaller pocket pen case for my birthday. So I did not spend any stationery money on this, but I have a zip cover from Gallon Leather coming in hopefully today, and where I spent a lot of money on. So I do still support businesses with my money, just not all the little teeny tiny things. And yeah, I'm focusing on the fountain pens and the fountain pen experience because that's just what fascinates me most at the moment. And why shouldn't my spending reflect what I enjoy most? Last thing, Happy mailing. I really enjoy connecting with friends from the stationery community by sending happy mail. I have a hard time writing longer letters, so I'm really far behind with sending things to my friends, but I felt quite okay with sending out 6 letters in January. I received several. Then in February, I participated in NaCoWriMo. I sent out 28, and then I also added 3 more that I wanted to send. So in the first 3 days of March, which I did the first, and then I totally fell off and decided to finish those. But then I was kind of burned out sending happy mail, and I just started last week and sent out a letter that I wasn't able to send in October because USPS had stopped sending mail to Australia, and then I sent out 3 more, and I'm hoping to send out another 3, I think, this week. I don't know if I can sustain sending out 3 letters every week, but maybe 1 or 2 would be a nice goal, just so that I can keep on sending things. I do have a lot of pen paling stationery as well, and it would be really bad to just not use it. It's so cute and pretty, and yeah. So I want to get back on track on that one. And I have lots of people that I want to send mail to. So I think that's my Q1 update. All in all, I'm quite happy where I am. I am able to find patterns where I wasn't able to, or I have been known or prone to boxing myself into things and then thinking that I had to do them. I am still working on all of those things, but I am acknowledging the feelings that I have towards them, and I'm trying to analyze if it is time to stop doing something. I'm trying to take away the pressure that I put on myself, because this is all my hobby, besides maybe the planning and making sure that my family survives, that my kids are at the right places, that I'm at work at the time that I'm scheduled to work. But everything else is supposed to be fun. Everything else is supposed to be something that is enjoyable, that fills my cup, and that doesn't stress me. And I feel like I am in a much better place with all of those things. So what I'm doing seems to be working. Let me know how you're doing. How is your creative journey? How has your Q1 treated you? I definitely was in a funk in February with the winter. Since the time change, I have been feeling a lot more energized. Yeah, how are you? Let me know in the comments below. This was a super long video. If you're still here, then just know that I really appreciate you. You are the reason why I make those videos, and I wish you well. Until next time, bye.